Hello and welcome back to A Chip Off the Old Block Toys. I'm Jeff, and today we are going to review another Bricklink Designer Series 4 set, and this one is the Siege Encampment, which is officially set number 910045. It was just released this year. Of course, it's one of those, they produced 30,000 and that's it. And this came with 2,598 pieces and a total of an impressive total, I should say, of 18 minifigures. All right, well, let's go ahead and let's start the review. But before we do that, I do need to let you know, if you haven't watched my channel before, usually what I do is I will tell you some things like price per piece, dimensions. In this particular case, I did not do the dimensions, and that's because there's so many different things. I'd be here all day telling you the dimensions of each individual piece, which I won't do this time. I'll tell you a little bit about the minifigures if I can find out any information from them, about them, and then from 0 to 10, 0 being the worst, 10 being the best, I will rank value, creativity, playability, ease of build, and then part out value. And then the 6th ranking is the average of those scores to give you an overall score. All right, just remember that these videos are Enzo approved. Let's jump into the review, shall we? Now, first thing is value. Well, this set comes with 2,598 pieces and 18 minifigures, was released in 2025, and it was a limited run edition of only 30,000 of these ever built. So that it retailed for $229.99, and that is 8.9 cents per piece. The value is a 10 out of 10. Creativity, that's a little more difficult. I can't just throw a number out there. I have to show you each individual piece. So let's just go ahead and let's start out with the trebuchet. Yes, I love that French word. All right. So I will not, it does come with 3 projectiles. I'm not going to do it because, well, this thing is aiming for the camera and I am not going to shoot something at my camera. However, what I do like about this is the fact that it is functioning. You do this little dial back here, you wind it up, and then you let go. And you see that counterweight on the front? It actually works. And my finger kind of stopped it from working, but it does work. And we've got, like I said, 3 projectiles. So that's the first piece of this. And I absolutely love the trebuchet. In fact, if I have enough pieces, I will build a few more just because, seriously, they are that awesome. Okay. What else do we have? Well, let's go with door number 2. Behind door number 2, we have a very simple catapult. Comes with 3 projectiles as well. These are Technic balls, and they go here, and it does indeed function. All right. So, what else we have? We have a horse. We have a horse that actually can be posed a little bit differently. And also, it did come with the piece, you will see it later, that goes here if you don't have it hitched to a wagon. Instead of having a gape and hole here, which technically the horse would be dead, it does come with that, and I'll show you that some other place. But here we go, there's the catapult. All right, what is next? Well, let's see, let's take our pick. Oh, very simple ladder here with hooks, so that once they throw it up against there and there's some weight on there, it can't be just thrown off. And this is pretty cool. It only came with 1 of these, but very simple design. I've got the pieces I can replicate a few more and give this a little more jazz to it. All right, next we have the ale wagon. Well, what is the Middle Ages without a little bit of rum or something to get drunk with? It comes with 3 barrels, it comes with a bag of money, it comes with an oxen, and here's his piece that if you want to take the cart off, instead of having a gaping hole, you can fill him in, and he looks normal. All right, what would be next? Next would be these pike structures. And these are meant to encircle the whole entire encampment to keep people out. And here's that piece I was talking about for the horse. And there we go, there's 2 of them. Obviously, they're not going to give you enough to do the whole entire thing. The set would have to be probably another $100 just to cover the whole thing. It's so big. Okay, I looked online, and they are calling this particular thing the herbalist specialist. They're not calling it apothecary, which I know they probably said that wrong. But anyway, we do have a table here for cutting up herbs or people. I'm just kidding, I don't know that. We got a barrel here, we got some plants, and then we have some bottles and stuff, some herbs. And then we got a little bit of plant life all around the whole entire thing. So I guess it's kind of like their healer, I guess you could say. This is meant to protect and serve. No, I'm just kidding. It's just to protect these people, the minifigures, as they move forward, to shield them from arrows. There is a little bit of holes, so I guess they could still be hit, but a lot harder than if they were just out in the open. Next, we have the field kitchen. And what is better than being able to eat, especially after a long, hard battle, or even before battle? You'd hate to fight on an empty stomach, wouldn't you? Anyway, we've got fish, we've got a kitty. I don't think that's on the menu, but we do have a cat. We have a little bit of fire, we have a turkey, we have hot dogs, eggs, we've got some carrots, bread, cheeses, and more cheeses, and we've got cherries down there. Some more ale, so get drunk, a rabbit, a goat, and then, curious, on the table, they've got some pizza. I don't think pizza was invented in the medieval ages, but maybe I'm wrong. But anyway, these guys are eating well. They trust me on that. Next, we have a little bit of a campground. We've got a tent with some target practice. We've got some birds up in the trees. We've even got a squirrel playing around with some nuts. And we've got a little bit of plant life around it as well. What I like about this is that you can sit here and you can do this and get inside it very easily. Next, we have a tent. It does have the blueprints for trebuchet along with an ink pen, along with some wildlife. There's not much on the inside. It's just a hollow tent. So really not much to say there. Next, we have, well, they are calling this a weapons repair shop. I'm sorry, this is a blacksmith. You got an anvil, you've got some iron ingots, you got plant life, you got a fire, you got water bucket, and you got armor, weapons, and all that stuff. So, yes, this is definitely a blacksmith. And next is the siege tower. Now, I love this siege tower. I do not know if I have all the pieces to build another one, but if I do, I am building another one. And also, the one thing that I really like about this set is that they were very kind to us in this set. And they gave us the stickers to change sides. Right now, it's the Black Falcon. This is the Lion's Knights. And you can change sides so that you can, whether whatever castle you want to go up against, you can change it. And it's also important with our next piece. Our next piece is kind of like the King's tent, the command tent. And that is also, as you build it by default, is the Black Falcon. However, in keeping with being able to change sides, they also did that where they gave us some decals that are Lion's Knights, as well as some tiles to replace these tiles to make it the Lion's Knight. So anyway, I think it's a very nice touch, very awesome. You have a mama lamb with her baby, and you've got a little bit of greenery around it. So creativity, I can't give it anything less than a 10 out of 10. It is just a 10 out of 10. Okay, so next is playability. Playability, well, we got to talk about minifigures here just for a minute. And this set comes with quite a few, 18. You've got the blacksmith, you've got the herbalist. I don't remember who this guy is. This is the cook. This is the queen, one of the coach drivers, one of the Lion's Knights guys. And you got plenty of Black Falcon people, and as well as a Lion's Knight and more Black Falcon back here. You've got archers, you got pikemen, you got all kinds of people, shields, no shields, crossbowmen, that kind of stuff. But 18 figures, and when you're looking at all this and the fact that you can switch sides, it's a 10 out of 10. Now, I really wish I could give it more out of 11 or 12 out of 10, but I can't because 10's the top. So this is a solid 10 by 10 for playability. As far as ease of build, I am going to dock it a few points. I don't like the fact that LEGO does not include the instructions for this. You have to download it, a PDF. It's very large, 731 steps, and it bogs down a computer. Even though I have a gaming computer, it bogs it down. So I'm going to give ease of build a 5 out of 10. Part out value, well, that's simple. It's a 10 out of 10. Look at everything you've got here. I mean, you've got plenty of pieces. You got ladders, you got some Technic pieces, you got some weapons, plates. You got a lot of stuff that you can do stuff with. So the part out value is a 10 out of 10, and that means the whole entire thing averages as a 9 out of 10, which is a really high score, one of the highest I've ever given out. I really like this set. And as far as Lego's sustainability initiative, I would give them a 0 on that, because there are no paper bags. These are all plastic bags. I don't necessarily care whether they do the bags or not. It's just that Lego's been running their mouth the last few years saying, hey, we're gonna go do this and do this and do this, and it's just all talk. They ain't doing it. I very seldomly see a set with paper, and it's usually a large trans clear or translucent piece they're trying to protect. They put in the paper instead of the plastic. But that's about it. They're not really doing it. There was 40 something bags of this, and not a single one of them was paper. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoy my videos. If you do, hit the like button. If you don't like it, hit the dislike button. Subscribe, and if you've already subscribed, just check and make sure you're still subscribed. And if you're over on Rumble, follow the channel or give it a rumble, or both. Also, leave me a comment below and let me know how I'm doing. Let me know if you have this set. Let me know if you want to buy this set. Let me know if you have plans to get this set. You know, just let me know what you think of it. Let me know if you think they should bring Castle back. I think they should. They kind of already have with several of the builds lately, but I wish they'd bring it back as a full theme again. I think that would be really awesome. And if you agree with me, let me know. If you disagree, let me know in the comments. Turn on all notifications, guys. If you want to help the channel, here's a couple different ways. You can go to Bricklink and you can buy directly from me. I did recently over the weekend add about 35,000 pieces. And I have a little over 100,000 pieces to add, but it's going to take me a while to process that. My son is helping out. So sometimes when I use the word we in this channel, I really mean we, because I do have some help from him. And when Mrs. Chip is around, she usually helps too. So it is definitely a group effort. And if you want to help us out also, you can make a donation on PayPal. You can also go to Etsy and buy dividers for your Akro-Mils drawers. All links are in the description. If you don't have the financial means, I just appreciate you getting this far in this video. And speaking of that, if you want to watch another video, that helps the algorithm. The more time you spend on the channel, the better. And also, if you want to help out the channel, share a link to this video on other social media platforms. It just gets the word out, and it's awesome when you do, because I don't have time to be a marketing department, nor do I have the money. All right, guys, be good to each other, stay safe out there, and I'll catch you on the next one.